Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Bunga Berliansyah, and now I wanna analyze a movie. The title is Malcolm X. Okay, before we analyze a movie, we must watch a trailer first. The trailer movie of Malcolm X is so interesting for me, so I choose this movie to analyze to complete my assignment on listening for dialect of academic writing. Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee and produced by Marvin Ward and Spike Lee. This movie based on the autobiography of Malcolm X by Malcolm X Alex Haley. Malcolm X released on November 18, 1992 and distributed by Warner Bros. United States and Largo International. The cast of Malcolm X are Denzel Washington as Malcolm X, Spike Lee as Shorty, Angela Bassett as Dr. Betty Shabazz, a wife of Malcolm X, Tommy Hollis as Earl Little, the father of Malcolm X, Lynette Mackey as Louise Norton Little, the mother of Malcolm X, Delroy Lindo as West Indian Archie, Albert Hall as Bennis, the man who met Malcolm X in prison, Kat Vernon as Sophia, Al Freeman Jr. as Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the group of National Islam, Debbie Mazar as Peg, Mary Elias as school teacher, and etc. Denzel Washington won the New York Film Critics Circle Award for Best Actor. In 2010, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. And then the synopsis of Malcolm X is Malcolm Little is raised in a poor household in rural Michigan by his Caribbean mother and African American father. When Malcolm is a young boy, their house is burned down and his father, an activist for black rights, is killed by a chapter of the Black Legion. His death is registered as a suicide and the family receives no compensation. Malcolm's mother's mental state deteriorates and she is admitted to a mental institution. Malcolm and his siblings are put into protective care. Malcolm performs well in school and dreams of being a lawyer, but is discouraged by his teacher due to his skin color. In 1944, Malcolm, now a teenager, lives in Boston. One night he catches the attention of the white Sophia and the two begin to date. Malcolm travels to Harlem with Sophia. At a bar, he meets West Indian Archie, a gangster who runs a local number game. The two become friends and start cooperating an illegal numbers racket. One night at a club, Malcolm claims to have bet on a winning number. Archie disputes this, denying him. In 1944, Malcolm, now a teenager, lives in Boston. One night, he catches the attention of the white Sophia, and the two begin to date. Malcolm travels to Harlem with Sophia. At a bar, he meets West Indian Archie, a gangster who runs a local numbers game. The two become friends and start cooperating an illegal numbers racket. One night at a club, Malcolm claims to have bet on a winning number. Archie disputes this, denying him a large sum of money. A conflict ensues between the two and Malcolm returns to Boston after an attempt on his life. Malcolm, Sophia, Malcolm's friend Shorty, and a woman named Peg decide to perform robberies to earn money. By 1946, the group has accrued a large amount of money from thievery. However, they are later arrested. The two girls are sentenced to 2 years as first offenders in connection with the robberies. while Malcolm and Shorty are sentenced to 8 until 10 years in jail. While incarcerated, Malcolm meets Baynes, a member of the Nation of Islam, who directs him to the teachings of the group's leader Elijah Muhammad. Malcolm grows interested in the Muslim religion and lifestyle promoted by the group and begins to resent white people for their maltreatment of his race. Malcolm is paroled from prison in 1952 after serving 6 years and travels to the Nation of Islam's headquarters in Chicago. There he meets Muhammad, who instructs Malcolm to replace his surname Little with X, which is symbolic of his lost African surname that was taken from him by white people. He is rechristened as Malcolm X. Malcolm, having lost his faith in the Nation of Islam, publicly announced that he is founding the Organization of Afro-American Unity, which teaches tolerance instead of racial separation. He is exiled from the Nation of Islam and his house is firebombed in early 1965. On February 21, 1965, Malcolm prepares to speak before a crowd at the Audubon Ballroom in Harlem before he is shot several times by disciples of the Nation of Islam. One of the shooters, Thomas Hagan, is shot in the leg by one of Malcolm's bodyguards and beaten by a furious crowd. Malcolm is transported to a hospital but is pronounced dead on arrival. Okay, now I wanna analyze a movie from me. First plot. This film tells the story of an Islamic activist who really motivates many people in the United States. At first, he was ashamed to be born on Earth with black skin and he tried to act like a white person. The life of young Malcolm was filled with dark words ranging from free sex, drugs, gambling to robbing, but after he was caught stealing, he met the Baynes. And then Tam and Thorn. The main purpose of this film is to commemorate and be based on the story that Malcolm X experienced because of it enhances the self-esteem and dignity of Black Americans and reconnects them with their African heritage. He also led to the spread of Islam among the Black community in the United States. African Americans, especially those living in cities in the northern and western United States, felt that Malcolm X was far better off voicing their grievance about social inequality than the civil rights movement. And then acting and character. Acting and character Malcolm X, played by Denzel Washington, is very suitable as if Malcolm X himself is playing it. Next, direction. The director is very good at choosing the direction in the film. The film fits the plot and isn't messy. There are parts of the skin that can make people watching this become touched because of his struggle in upholding Islam in the United States. And then score. The music supports this film. Selection of good music and not too much background makes the audience not disturbed. And then cinematography. At the beginning of the film, I felt like the camera shot was like watching an opera. Maybe because it was an old film, so it wasn't too modern. And then production design. The set can be trusted as if it were in the real scene, and the environment can also enhance the atmosphere in this film. Special effects. I don't think there were too many special effects in the making of this film, but the film is good. And then editing. The editing is clean and the flow is just right. so that is not intermittent and the flow is consistent. Patch. Pace. The film is 3 hours, 21 minutes, 42 seconds long. However, the film flows well so that the message in this film can be conveyed. And the last dialogue. For dialogue, I think it fits, and Denzel Washington is very good at playing this Malcolm X, so this film can bring developments to the plot. I think that's all from my analyze a movie Malcolm X. I hope you enjoy in this video and you get knowledge. I'm sorry if I make a mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.